Simple interest. By the end of this video, you need to be able to answer these questions. What is simple interest? And how do you use the formula? For example, identifying the variables and what operation to use. Simple interest. It's a form of interest used on short-term loans. It means it doesn't last for a long time, like 30 years, like a house mortgage. The interest is calculated off of the beginning principal, not off of the compounding interest. What that means is the interest is only calculated off of the original amount borrowed, not the compounding interest, and we'll get into that later in the year. The formula is I equals PRT. What that means is the interest equals the principal, which is the original amount borrowed, times the rate times the time in years. Interest is the charge that a bank charges for borrowing money. Principal is the amount of the loan or the amount of an investment before interest. The rate is the percentage at which the interest is calculated. It's always in the percent form. And time is the number of years that the money is borrowed. Now that's going to get us our interest on the amount of money borrowed. Okay, let's try one. Lori borrowed $1,200 from the bank. The interest rate the bank gave her was 3.2%. She plans on borrowing the money for 5 years. So I'm going to use the formula interest equals principal times rate times time. The principal in this problem is the amount she borrowed, so it is $1,200. The rate is the percentage, and we want to write that as a decimal, so I'll move my decimal 2 places left. So it's 0.032. And the time is the amount of time in years, not months. So 5 years, so the time is 5. So I'm going to multiply those things together using my formula. So let's do doesn't really matter what order you multiply in, but I'll multiply the first two things together first. So 1,200 times 32 thousandths. I almost said hundreds, it's thousandths. I've got 1, 2, 3 decimal places, so 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So that gives me 38.4. Now that's what I got when I multiplied these two numbers together. Now I'm going to take that, which is this, and I'm going to now multiply that by my number of years times 5. So the first thing I do is I multiply the principal times the interest rate in decimal form. And once I get that answer, then I'm going to multiply it by the number of years. One decimal place. So I get $192. So the bank is going to charge her $192 just to borrow the money for 5 years. So how much will the loan total be? Well, she borrows $1,200 and the interest rate is $192. So $1,392 is what she will have to pay back. Okay, so let's talk about what this is. This is the amount of money that she has to pay back. She has to pay back the $1,200 she borrowed plus the $192 interest. So the loan amount or the loan total is the amount of money she has to pay back in all. Okay, if she makes monthly payments, how much will she pay for 5 years? Well, I have to figure out how many months are in 5 years. Well, how many months are in 1 year? That's right, 12. So if there's 12 months in 1 year, then in 5 years, there are 60 months. So she is going to make equal payments for 60 months to pay back this total loan amount. So I'm going to divide $1,392. I'm going to add a decimal just in case because it is money. She's going to pay this back over equal payments for 60 months. And I got 60 months because 5 years, 12 months each year is 60 months. And so I'm going to divide. And I'm done. So her payments are going to be $23.20 over 5 years, every month for 5 years. And when she pays that, she will have paid her loan off in full.